I think you've definitely topped me in width and breadth and...
Time to shave our beards.
2.5 months, I think, isolation. And
yes,
that's what this is. It's been a beard off. I think you've definitely topped me in width and breadth and depth.
And gingerness.
You've got a strong ginger. How are you feeling about shaving it?
I'm feeling pretty relieved, to be honest, as in, it does feel like I have a leech living off my face.
Yeah.
Like it feeds on 10% of everything I eat.
That's true. I have had several occasions where you kind of like lick your beard and you taste tomato sauce from like lunch yesterday, and that's pretty gross.
Yeah, I taste it too when I lick his beard. There, what are we going to use? What are your tools? What have you brought?
One moment, please. I was thinking about this action plan. So today I'll be using my trusty clippers. Got this as a present off Mum. I actually use this quite often. So you can see here it's Wall brand. It's really nice. It's got different clipper sizes. So I might take it down to like a 1 and then I'll clean the rest up with a razor after that. What are you thinking of using, Glenn?
Tell you what, like, don't know how we're gonna look at the end of this, but I guess we still got each other no matter what.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about it. I haven't been clean shaven since just when I finished school. I have a baby face, so I could come out of this looking like I'm 16 again.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to upstairs.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was the basin there, and I was like, we're not sharing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some hot water going in here.
Oh, nice, very nice.
And maybe get some hot water in here. Put like a jar.
So you got a bucket for your hair. Do I have a bucket for my hair? Red team?
I'm ready. Well, you are red D. I am blue E.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Here we go. Oh, so nervous. Oh, look there, look at those cheeks. My clippers are struggling, to be honest.
But now, like, should we do like the proper smooth shave on the one side first, and then go, or do we like do rough shave and then rough shave?
So silly.
And then smooth.
Yeah, I reckon trim, smooth, and then on the half.
Okay.
You actually look so small. It's like half the size.
I'm gonna start the hot water in here.
When I was young.
Yeah.
Alright.
Here goes half my face.
Doing good there? Oh, nice and warm. Gonna go for the face soak.
The face soak.
Oh, that's really... Maybe I'll start with this.
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna have a rash. There we go, I think I'm good. Obviously there's the blood.
There you go. Straight in.
Oh man, it's the beard resisting.
No! Don't get rid of me! Alright. Wow, looking fresh! Wow! I feel like I'm meeting you for the first time.
You are.
Oh my goodness!
This is why shaving sucks.
You're bleeding.
This is why we don't shave. Okay.
Did you use the hot towel before? Oh yeah, you submerged your face.
My face. I'm doing everything I can, and it's failing.
Yeah. I just touched my face for the first time in 5 years.
Wait. I just touched your face.
Oh, you're so cold. You're the second person to touch my face. I feel like that looks pretty normal.
It does.
Yeah. Whereas this way you get the really like weird looking underside. It's just gross. Alright, should we go greet the others?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or are you
I would say.
Glenn,
I asked you earlier.
I don't know if I can do this.
Too late, Murray. Too late.
I wonder what they reckon.
What do you guys think?
I don't know how I feel about this, Glenn. I can't go back now.
We got too far.
That's it. Should we go finish the job? Shame. Yep, we're back for part 2. Here we are. I am so keen to get rid of this mess. So fluffy.
What are we going to do with this? Who do we give it to?
Who do you want to give yours to?
I want to give it to Rowan because he seems to like it more than I do.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give it to an underprivileged man who can't grow facial hair.
Oh, like a beer
Brett.
donation.
Like Brett.
Like Brett, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a good cause.
Brett would. Yeah. Good winner.
Oh.
Wow. That's a beard.
Nose hair. Get rid of that too. You know, it really grosses me out. You know, you get those old guys who have like this really long, like, bungee ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There goes Glenn, submerging himself. Your face is so red from the hot water.
I know. It's the lesser of two evils though, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It'd be better to be red from hot water than it is red from
blood.
Yeah. Oh, looking good.
I just drool. Here we go.
I hope Nicole likes this.
I think she's gonna be like, oh.
Give me your best Nicole impersonation.
This is gonna be on camera. Oh, Murray, how I love your silky smooth face. So, like, do I need to get like parent permission now when I hang out with you? Like, is that what happens?
No, I am actually 22.
Yeah, actually,
I'm not.
I don't know about you. I've been 22. Right.
Here we go. Gonna get initial reactions from the live studio audience. There we are. Here we are.
Not bad, boys.
Wow.
Nice.
It looks 13.
Very baby face. I love it.
I don't know. I just this is they're terrifying.
Please, sir, can I see some ID? I don't have any ID, sir. Where is it?
Oh, nice. Nice boy. Nice.
Get out of here! Oi! Get out of here!
Oh, sir! Oh,
Get out
sir!
of here!
Oh, sir!
Are you kidding?
Are you
Sir?
kidding me, you children?
Bro, this is for
No,
adults.
sir. Please, sir.
What are you doing? Well, thank you to Glenn and Murray for giving us a new countdown video into our youth services. And might I say, welcome to youth. This is our 7th week doing youth like this. And actually, this is our 6th week online. The first week was with Kick, but we're super stoked to have you guys with us. So for all the Fusion out there watching and with all the Salt people who couldn't join us, welcome. But a huge welcome to all of Salt who are right now in our church hall. We are stoked that the government has lifted restrictions and we can have people here at church with us.
Well, I guess for Fusion, they're probably feeling a bit salty this week. But don't worry, you'll have your turn next week.
I'll give you that. That was funny.
I know.
But Glenn, do you want to, over to you. I'm looking forward to this segment. I was told that, well, not told, but like this Oprah segment where you give me something, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Best part of the night.
It's the best part of the night, that's correct.
kept forgetting
and
that.
so just in celebrating our opportunity to come together, what I did was I had some photos printed.
Oh dear.
So to give you an idea, I don't know if I can show the camera, but that is that is from our youth leader retreat this year.
Oh.
So as our youth leaders together, and to celebrate us being together, I thought, you know, I love you guys, and so there's a photo of us all together.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that
Is that
so
one for the
nice.
3 of us?
Hey,
Got some cheers in the crowd. Oprah right now. Thank you.
Oh,
My goodness, this was ages ago.
This is not
I
a
got
strong
one
photo
more.
of me.
what was I even there?
For who?
For who?
For yourself?
There I am. Okay, well, good.
We'll see.
Thank you. I like it. I'll put that up on my wall,
Thanks, Glenn.
maybe. Cool. Well, talking about being together or not being together, as you guys might be aware, we've had a few Insta challenges going on in these past few weeks, and youth, like, you sent in a few, but again, like, the commitment is still kind of lagging a little. And but this week, the challenge was a GLEN impersonation, and we got a few responses. Some were really good, but like, you got to
Shout
remember,
out to Chloe, right? She did
Yeah.
one. That was one of the funniest ones.
it was very good,
My
very
best
good.
work.
I didn't like it.
It was very accurate, I thought.
the hard truth.
But but the winner, or the one we picked, and the one who sent it in time before Friday was this one. So we'll play that now.
All right, Glenn, hit us with a phrase.
You played it through cover.
You played it through cover.
He played it through cover.
Oh, so good.
You played it through cover. You so played it through cover.
All right, give us another one,
I am
Glenn.
so sick of Shane Warne.
I'm so sick of Shane Warne.
Riley's backing these.
I'm so sick of Shane Warne.
I'm so sick of Shane Warne. Daniel, go.
I don't want to go. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm not looking like an idiot. I
I
already
don't
do.
think embarrass yourself even anymore.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Here's your next phrase, I shaved my beard off. Now my face feels lighter.
The accent went like from one level to the next.
Are you going to say it or not? You want another one?
Yeah.
All right. So England took Kevin Peterson and Andrew Strauss from us, but they can keep them.
England took Kevin Peterson and Andrew
England
Strauss.
took Peterson and Andrew Strauss from us, but they them.
England took Kevin Peterson and Kevin.
Darling.
I forgot the line.
England took Kevin Peterson and Andrew Strauss from us, but they can keep them.
I'm not attempting it.
One more.
One more.
Manus Labeskachne.
Oh,
Oh, yo,
Manus
what if we just...
Labeskachne.
Manus Labeskachne.
Manus Labeskachne.
All right. Well, very good effort, Year 12 boys. Year 12 boys.
Year 12 boys.
Year 12 boys. I love the group dynamic, I thought. But again, all the youth, we want to get you guys all encouraged to keep doing it and to submit on time and before Friday if you can. You've got a whole week to do it, so there's plenty of time. But the challenge for next week, so before next Friday, you guys, we want to challenge you for the Instagram challenge to do your best pet tricks. So hopefully, I assume a lot of you guys have pets and all that, or I don't know, if you don't have pet, just use like your younger brother or something like that, or maybe a pet rock or whatever.
If your younger brother's name's Patrick.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So you could, yeah, just anyone you could find out anything, just go with, you know, your best pet trick and send those in to the emails that I think are in the description.
Yeah.
And, yeah, send that in and let us know. Moving on to Chloe.
Awesome. Before we keep going, we want to get you guys all on Slido. So if you're at home, you can check the link in the description, or if you're in the church or don't want to look at the link, you can use the code 2213. Is that what we're at?
2213.
2213. Jump on there. We're going to be playing some games. It'd be great to have you on there. Another announcement, on Sunday, it is our youth service.
Yes, sir.
Stoked for that. We're going to have youth band. Glenn's going to be preaching, continuing in Philippians. So it should be a good time. Love to see you all there. That'll be on the YouTube page for Naui Baptist Church. But we're going to be heading off to a
Yeah,
game.
I'll send you guys. Go over to the activity. I'm about to explain the activity that they're about to do. So, Sam and Chloe, throughout the week, have bought a water filter jug, and instead of putting water in the jug to filter it, they've put different liquids in. So it's going to be interesting to see what the filtered product is going to look like. I'm sure they're going to take us through some really great descriptions for us. But as I said, we're going to see what they think, and moving over to Sam and Chloe now.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's game. I suppose, yeah, I guess it's a game. Is it a game? Yeah, it is a game. So, like Austin has described, we have here a water filter, which is meant to filter water. It makes like your water clean and do all that. And it's pretty fancy. I like it, by Brita. We're not sponsored, but it's a good brand because we went and found 5 different drinks. Well, maybe not drinks, but 5 different liquids that we put through the water filter. We put each liquid in 5 times. And we have both a pure version of the drink and then a filtered version of the drink. And we thought we'd taste test them for your guys' viewing pleasure.
Awesome.
Which one should we do first?
So we're starting with Coke. We have
Yummy.
the filtered Coke and the regular Coke. We're going to be trying both and seeing if there's a difference. You guys can jump on Slido and there'll be a poll. Will it filter? You guys can vote in whether you think that it's going to make any difference passing it through this water filter.
Or nay, does it or not? So are we going to have like the non-filtered one first, just to like get
I
familiar
feel
with
like
the
they look
taste?
a bit different.
Yeah, which one's?
This is the Coke, so let's.
So that's pure Coke, non-filtered.
Regular.
Thank you. Regular Coke.
Regular Coke.
This should taste fine because it's normal Coke.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
no
good.
offense, Sam. It tastes like you've maybe gone for an off-brand Coke here.
No, I think this was genuine Coke. Us youth group have budget.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, that's good. Now I think it's time for the filtered version. Less excited for this one because as I was filtering it, it might not look that different, but this is all just like food coloring and all that. So a lot of the bubbles have been filtered out and all sorts of funky things that add to the flavor. Chloe?
That tastes like water. Like
Yeah,
that's straight
just
water.
straight up water.
What the heck?
That's just like brown water?
Yeah, it's literally just brown water.
That's insane.
The poll's at 50-50, but can
No
confirm,
way,
yes,
that's
it
crazy.
did filter.
This is like better for you than Coke because it like would get rid of all the bad stuff. I would drink this.
Yeah, I mean, I would also probably just drink water, but
Oh, yeah, okay. I think a lot of it kind of gets to you. That's interesting. I was not expecting it to work that well because I was like looking at them and they looked very similar, but like I hadn't tasted them yet.
all right,
I think the next one we should go for a personal favorite is milk we have here. Just long life standard milk. One of them, well, the pure milk and then filtered milk. Obviously, we'll have the pure first.
I do have a confession, Sam.
Yes.
I have no idea what milk tastes like.
What do you mean?
As an adult, as a not baby, I've never drunk milk.
Why? What? What do you drink?
Water.
I do not remember the last time I had water, but I have milk very, very, very often. So I'm happily drink this. Bro, that's good. Some good stuff. Yeah. So standard milk tastes standard. Tastes pretty full, creamy.
I'm not into it. I'm not.
I would go for another glass, but I
That
will
is
have
enough
to
of
say
that
that.
for me.
So, should we try the filtered version now?
Yeah, go for the filtered.
What am I just pouring it?
Yeah, this is your milk.
Filtered milk. Do you reckon it'll be the same as a Coke, where it just tastes like water but white?
I feel
water?
like it's going to taste like skim milk. If I knew what skim milk tasted like.
I don't have skim. I have full cream. I just want milk that tastes like real milk.
It's like sour.
What the what?
It's like.
Yeah, that's. It's
like, did you do this 3 days ago and leave it out?
No, not at all. It's not sour. It's like. It's similar to the Coke where it's like it just tastes watery and very all the flavor and everything is just gone. It literally just tastes like water. If I was blindfolded right now, I would think this is water with a bit of weird stuff in it.
I would not think that it is water, but
Oh, that's funny. By the way, we do have a bucket down here that we get. We're not just tipping it on the ground for anyone curious. What should we have next, Chloe?
All right, next up we've got pear juice,
Yummy.
which also interested about. They do look a bit different here.
Yes, as you can see, one of them is, well, the unfiltered, the pure one is like a bit more
cloudy.
Yeah, a bit more cloudy, a bit more yellow. This one's just more of a
It's a lot of milk in my cup.
a bit more murk, like, yeah, diluted type. I would like the original one first. I'm not sure if this one is meant to be a drink. I got this in a can in a supermarket, so yeah, this one could just be bad on both versions. Or not.
I mean, it tastes like apple juice if it was made out of pears.
Yeah, but it's pear juice, so that's all right. I mean, I just don't know if you're meant to drink this stuff, like, because I got it from a can, so you don't like tip it or anything. But I wouldn't not drink it. This one, however, I'm not sure. We're going to try the filtered one right now. Any predictions, Chloe? Any thoughts on what it will be like?
I feel like it's going to taste like water. That's what I'm going for.
Just like water. Get rid of these so
Yeah,
you guys can see
this
our
filter
reactions.
is pretty good, and I think that all the flavor's gone.
Oh, it's like you know how you have like cordial, but it's like 1 part cordial and like 400 parts water.
Yeah, like when cordial's made by an adult, you don't make it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Yeah, that just reminds me.
I'm not finishing that.
It reminds me of like when, yeah, exactly, when you go have cordial and you're really excited, but it's just like super watered down. I was going to put this down. I need that. What should we have next? I think this one. So this one I've sort of been most keen for because if you look at the colors, this one is the one that looks the most like water. So this one you kind of got a bit of cloud, a bit of like yellowy white mixture, but this just looks like fresh, crisp water from nature. So we'll taste the original first, of course, coconut water. It's coconut water. I thought I mentioned that. But
I think they can read.
have you had coconut water before, Chloe?
I have. I'm familiar.
You are familiar?
Yeah.
I've had it before, but
This cup still smells like milk.
yeah, maybe we should have got a few cups. I didn't think of that. Yuck. Oh, I forgot how much I don't like coconut water. Oh, so many times in the past I've gone to like a supermarket and I've gotten a coconut just to like look tropical and drink coconut water, but I forget every time how much I do not like it.
It's pretty nice.
Yuck. Ugh.
Tastes like barley. Happy days.
Bali. I've not been to Bali, so I wouldn't know what it tastes like. Okay, we're having the filtered version now.
Yeah, I hope this works out for you, Sam.
Yeah, I
it's
can
nice
always
and-
guarantee this will be better than that thing, so. Goodness. Even if it's just like a taste of coconut.
Okay, what do we reckon? Did it filter? Yeah, it's just like a little hint.
Yeah, that's still too much of a hint. It's better. Like, it is definitely a lot better. I would filter that, but I still would not choose to go drink coconut water, ever.
I like it. I'm into it.
I'm not.
Okay, we got one more.
Thank goodness for that. Which
more?
one? It's yours. Yeah, you have one left.
Last one up is coffee. I hear you're not a big fan of coffee.
No, I've had coffee once in my life, and that was to find out what coffee tastes like, and I have not had it since because I did not enjoy the taste of it. So I'm not sure. And this one, it's not the highest quality coffee because I don't know how to make coffee. It's just instant coffee. So yeah, I don't know what it will taste like. Are you meant to take like big gulps of it?
You can do whatever you like, Sam.
Oh, what? No, you could have said no because you're not meant to take big gulps of coffee. Oh, yuck. I just want normal water, man. Like, get me a water filter with water. Yeah, I do not recommend normal coffee, but how are we going to find out with the filtered coffee?
I think
You pour some for me?
the fans online think that it's going to filter pretty well.
It's so bitter, though. Why do people
Yeah,
like
it's
coffee? It's just... I'm sorry, Brett. I guess Brett would like it, but I am not a fan. Prefer the milk. Oh, still bitter,
No, it's kind of like,
but less bitter.
yeah, it's just very watery, very much.
Yeah.
like couple beans in there. That's it.
Yeah, maybe like 2 beans in 2 liters of water.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
How many beans do you normally put in coffee? A lot?
I don't.
Oh,
I do make coffee.
I don't
actually.
know. I don't make coffee, so I'm not sure. That's better. I prefer that though. I would recommend filtered coffee over normal coffee. But then again, don't drink coffee in big gulps.
Well, I feel like we've learned a lot over here at this.
Out of the filter, I think
Yeah.
the filter did a good job. Like
10 out of 10.
definitely
for filter
recommend. I
quality
was
from
not
Brita.
expecting it to filter so well. Like but just based on appearance, they looked super similar. Most of them did, but the filter did a very good job. It pretty much turns most things to 90% water. So would recommend the filter. Will it filter? Yeah, I think a lot of them did.
Yeah.
Don't you
Did
think
filter. 100%.
Awesome.
That was wild.
Cool. So I think that's all for us. But we're going to head back to Austin for our next game, I believe. So Austin, take it away.
Well, thank you, Chloe and Sam, for entertaining us. But right now, for the first time ever on our youth live stream, we have more than just leaders here. So with me, we have some of the youth who are in Salt and who should really be in the hall, but they're currently joining us on the live stream right now. And we're gonna play a game with them. But before we do that, why don't we get to know them? So we've all hand sanitized before this. We're all clean. What I want to know is your name, what year you guys are in. Sam just did a disgusting burp. Your name, what year you guys are in, what school you go to, and then the last one's probably the hardest one, is your favorite thing about COVID-19. So.
All right. G'day. I'm Dylan. I'm in Year 10 at Menai High School. And shout out Year 10. The best thing about COVID is the sleep-ins.
The sleep-ins. Do you guys agree? Sleep-ins? Sleep-ins it is. Thanks, Dylan.
G'day youth, I'm Sam. I'm in Year 10. I go to Kingsgrove North High School and... Stop.
Sorry.
Probably the best thing about COVID-19 for me is getting to grow my hair out without criticism.
It is quite long. The two of you have quite long hair. This is quite like your school's okay with this?
Yeah, my school doesn't care.
My school was not okay with this, and you were at the same school as me. Your name, your year, school?
I'm Amber. I'm in Year 12 and I go to Innerborough.
Wow, Innerborough. Shout out to the borough.
And my favourite thing about COVID was being able to stay in my pyjamas all day.
Even for school? Yeah. All right, each to their own. Sure.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah and I'm also in Year 12 and I go to a school called Thomas Hassel Anglican College, which is out near William Carey, if any of you guys
Shout
know
out
where
to
that
that
is.
large school name. Well done for all those people who are out there.
And my favourite thing about COVID was online school, but only for like a week, and then it got boring. So
Right, so just 1 week of good
Yeah.
COVID-19.
yeah, because I had like a hammock that I could sit in, but only for like an hour.
You guys were just living the dream, weren't
Yeah.
you? You know, people are out there struggling, really struggling, and you guys are just loving life.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know. Well, look, maybe you deserve a bit of a punishment, and that's not really what we're going to do, but we're going to play a game. So we're in a second going to walk over to the table, and we're going to have a challenge. So it's going to be Sarah and Amber versus Dylan and Sam, and what's going to happen is they're going to try to paint each other's faces. We'll give them a picture of what they're trying to replicate, and really, they have 1 minute to try and paint the faces. And then it will go to you guys, the voters. So if you jump on Slido 2213, we're going to have a poll to see who did the better painting, and then we're going to swap partners. But the trick is that one person's going to be sitting down, and the other person's going to be behind them, painting their face, kind of blindfolded, not being able to see. We're not sure how this is going to work, but we're about to find out. So how about we head on over, guys? Let's see how well we do. Hey, brother. Sarah's going up first. Now, for some protection, we did bring our trusty paint aprons. These are not adult size, but I thought they would do the job. So Sam, protect yourself. Guys, you might want to grab a paintbrush. There's water in front of you. There's napkins to dry your paintbrushes on. And as I said, this is all dependent on you guys to vote on Slido. So, are you guys ready? We need to see the picture and understand what you guys are going to be trying to paint. And if you can see it right now, it should be on the screen. That is a good-looking little fella right there. That is your mate, Austin. He is a vampire at the moment. So as you are a vampire, do your best. You guys are going to have 1 minute starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's make some vampires. Let's go. Kids. How we going? How we going? Do we have anybody starting painting? We are currently already 10 seconds in, and we think the girls are winning. Without even painting, the girls are already winning on Slido. You guys are you're 20 seconds in.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
You guys are going to have to keep going. Sam, let's give us what do you think's happening to your face right now?
I'm getting messed up
You
badly.
You are getting a bit done messed up.
He hit my
it's
eye.
It's not looking the best.
He hit my eye.
You guys have 25 seconds left.
That's my nose.
25 seconds. I don't see any vampires. Sarah, how do you think you're going?
I think we're going pretty good.
Now, I'm not going to lie, Sarah. The paint apron that was child size has not done its job, especially with Amber as your painter. She's not really helping. We got 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. You guys vote on Slido. See how we go.
I'm sure that was red.
All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paintbrushes down. All right, up to you guys on Slido. Let's go to the boys first and see how we went. Dylan, I'll give you the mic.
Dylan, we're winning.
So come in close. You're going to be out of the mic. Yeah, now you're in the camera shot. All right. Here we are looking at Sam. He is meant to look like a vampire.
Yes.
You guys are voting on Slido. Right now, Dylan, explain what you've done to Sam here.
Well, I tried to go for that vampire look by making his face white. And I tried getting some dribbles of blood over here.
The blood's the best thing you got going for you.
Yep.
Making the face white, I think you guys see what I'm talking about here. You've tried your best still.
Yeah.
I think you might. Let's ask the girls to see how. Amber, what have you done here?
I've made a mess.
You have made a mess, but might I say, looking a bit better than the boys, and I think Slido agrees a little bit. Sarah, if you smile, Sarah's left side of her mouth has extra white teeth. Amber, you're out of the camera. Don't go out of the camera. Extra white teeth because Amber has painted her teeth. But it is too good a Slido, and the Slido says that the girls win. So we have another one. How about you guys swap around? And I've thought about this. I was thinking, how am I going to give these guys a prize? Now, Chloe and Sam did most definitely do a great example of what the filter can do for us. So the winner, if the girls win this next one, the girls are taking home the watered filter jug. Hey, so maybe you girls can try it out yourself. Amber, are you ready? Dill, you got to sit down, brother. Sam's upset with me. Sam wanted the, sorry, bro. All right, so the poll has started again. And this is our new picture that we are aiming to get. I wish that was me. Look how cute that little kid is. Little chicken rooster looking thing. He looks happy, so our paintees need to look happy. He's even got a bobby pin in his hair. What a cutie. All right, you guys know the rules now. We've got 1 minute on the clock to try and paint the best face paint. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's do some face painting. No, yeah, don't look at them. That's cheating if you look. Come on, Sam. Anytime today, buddy. Sam's starting with the eyes or the... I forget what the chicken looked like, but it's all right.
Down.
I think Sarah's just getting her payback right now. Make sure you get the teeth then, Sarah, if we're going. Don't forget, there's yellow for a beak.
No.
Sam, faster, bro. We're on a time limit here. We're already 20 seconds into our time limit.
Whoa.
Going for a red face. The picture was white-faced with a red kind of, you know, the red skin that the chicken has. Is this the beak we got going on here?
Can I borrow the red?
I'm gonna start talking to Amber here. Amber has quite the amount of paint in her mouth. Amber, how are you going? Oh, gross! It's in your teeth. How does this taste? All right, you heard it here first. We are going to put paint through the water filter. After the Zoom, we'll tell you guys how it goes. Boys, how are we going? Sam is still taking his time. We have 15 seconds left on the clock. There is nothing going on. Dill, what do you think's happening right now?
I've been turned into a chicken.
He's been turned into a chicken. We'll give him 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paintbrushes down. Now, looking at this, I think there's a winner, but Slido thinks differently to me. Apparently the boys are doing well on Slido so far. Sam, take us through what you've done. Stay in the camera.
I've taken beautiful Dylan and killed him.
Right. Okay. Face painting 101. You have it here. And Sarah, what have you done?
This is a piece I like to call 2020.
Stay in the camera.
So it's a bit of a mess like this year. And yeah.
The story was convincing, but the polls have it. The boys win that one. And that means Sam gets to keep his water filter. So thank you guys for participating. We hope to bring some fusion up on stage next week, and we really look forward to having you guys. But right now, we're going to have Sam tell us a little bit about himself through a video. So over to Sam.
Hello everyone. I'm doing this week's Who Do You Think You Are segment, I suppose. So I've been told to introduce myself and be like, who am I type of thing. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Yo, the first name is Sam, the second name is Everly. That's Everly, not Everly. You say it sincerely. See, I chose to introduce myself using this song. I lead the year 9 boys. Shout out the big balls. I do a lot of things, from running, flipping, jumping, animating, movie making, design, and fist bumping. Jesus is my hope, my life. I'm just his disciple. Always learn about God's word and read the Holy Bible.
Yes, I did that. So I was told to use 3 words, I suppose, that would describe me and who I am. I guess 3 words to describe myself. The first one would probably be movement. So I like to move around a lot. I do a lot of parkour. Now, I know when you hear that word, a lot of you probably think of this video. Parkour! Parkour! Now, first of all, when you think of that video, it's a dead meme, bro. Like, it's over a decade old. It's kind of funny, but like, haha, hilarious. And second of all, parkour to me is a whole lot more than that. Parkour for me is like finding challenges and then going and completing those challenges. Usually that involves a lot of like jumping, flipping, diving, moving through different environments and obstacles, and yeah, just like I find the different challenges and then I go and complete them. But yeah, I like to go outside, do active things, you know, kick a ball around at the park or just explore. I went on some hikes recently.
Man, I don't even know where I am anymore. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've lost my directions. I'm nearly out of water. I'm gonna have to call it a day.
Sam, come in for dinner.
Okay, coming.
But yeah, so the second word would probably be creative. I like to be creative in all sorts of ways, not just through parkour and movement, but also in the things I do and the things I make. So I studied product design at uni, which is like designing products, I guess. And I do a lot of like animating, and I like to do movie making, and yeah, just whatever I do, I like to be creative, and I like to think about things differently and look at how things are made, and like, yeah, creative. My third word would probably be joy. I chose joy because I get so much joy, satisfaction, and contentment out of our God, and I can like rejoice and always have reason to be glad, be it for the house I'm in, for the friends that I have, for the trees, the sun, the stars in the sky, like even down to my hands and feet that I can do creative things with. I find so many things to be joyful for. The joy I get even amongst the sad things comes from not just knowing that God is Lord, but also loving that He is Lord and enjoying that He is Lord. I could talk about this for ages. I love the topic of joy. It's so cool. So if you have any questions or you just want to know more about that, I would love to talk about it. Yeah, I think that's probably all. That's my... But yeah, I think that's all. That's my 3 things. I'm going to hand it back to Chloe, Austin, and Glenn now.
Thanks, Sam. That was an awesome video. The production quality was high on that.
That was the best video.
Easily.
One of the best.
But now we get to spend some time talking about the Bible. So, Glenn, what do you have for us?
All right, so hopefully you guys have been tracking over the last couple of weeks, and so we've been going through the attributes of Jesus, describing what he's like and what that means to us. Now this week we come to the fact that Jesus died and what that means for us. So, a word, a complicated word, atonement. Chloe's going to explain it to us.
I've heard it explained to me, like you break up the word to at-one-ment. So it's like two things that are separated coming back together.
Atonement. Words. Yeah, cool story about that. It's one of the only English words we have in theology. So it's by a guy named William Tyndale, one of the first guys to write an English translation of the Bible. And so he didn't know how to describe this idea of us being made right with God in relationship. And so he invented the word atonement, using the three words.
As you do, just invent words.
Yeah, invent a word. Do you have any words?
To invent?
Have you invented any words?
I've never invented a word.
No, he hasn't. But Austin, you've got a story to tell us about this idea of atonement.
Well, yeah, when I was trying to think about this atonement thing, and I even read your document as well, the story of Mark and Cleopatra.
Mark Antony, Cleopatra?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the situation is these two people are a couple, and Mark all of a sudden
famous couple.
They're a couple still, like
they're like,
famous.
They're like Brangelina, but like long ago.
Well, yeah, similar to Brangelina, they were having some issues, clearly, because like Mark started to distrust Cleopatra. He was distrusting the fact that he thought that she was going to poison him through his food. So Mark hired a person to be a connoisseur taste tester to test if the food was poisonous or not. So like the taste tester would come in, eat the food, and like if they're dead, then the food was poisoned. If they're not dead, food is fine to eat. And this went on for a while, and it came to this one party night where Mark was a bit free in spirit and just having and enjoying his night, and kind of was not focusing on Cleopatra poisoning his drink. And this is the night that Cleopatra decides to wear a fun, fancy hat with frills and feathers, and in that hat was poison. So she gets the poison out of the hat, she puts it in the cup, and Mark, not being very concentrated on Cleopatra trying to kill him, he's about to drink it. But Cleopatra's like, no, don't do that. Like, I poisoned it. She didn't say that, but she's like, go and get your taste tester, bruz, to drink the drink, you know? And then that's what happens. The person drinks it and dies. And from this, they are reconciled together. They are atoned together because that person who died kind of took it instead of Mark, and Cleopatra cared for Mark and looked after him and didn't want him to die. So the other person died instead. Weird story. I don't recommend this as a relationship ideal to stand up to, but it is what it is, Mark and Cleopatra.
Next time I'm thinking of testing the strength of our friendships.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You bought me dinner tonight.
You know, Jamie can be the taste tester and give it to her and some Vegemite.
Hi, Jamie. Poor Jamie. Sorry, Jamie.
Sorry. No, Jamie, I won't poison you. I promise.
For Jamie.
But in terms of trust, what can a lack of trust do to a relationship? I mean, we've got an example, but like, it does pretty bad things, doesn't it?
It breaks the relationship up, really, like it was doing for Mark and Cleopatra. Their relationship was not a good relationship. You could almost say they didn't really have a relationship at all. Distrust is a bad relationship, full stop.
Yeah, what do you think, Chloe?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That they had no trust with each other, and so the relationship was broken. And they restored that trust through Cleopatra not letting Mark Antony die, but by stopping him from drinking the poison and by letting the taster drink the poison instead. She showed to him that she was not going to let him die, that she wasn't going to poison him, even though she could have, and that restored their trust and healed the relationship.
And coming off of that, can you guys think of a time when perhaps maybe there would have been someone who you let down? Someone who's like a relationship you kind of wrecked, but they were just really kind in making that right, even though you maybe didn't deserve for them to make that right.
Chloe, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I do have a story. So flashback to being in high school. I had a particular class that I was in, and I did not listen at all. You know, on my phone, going to the bathroom, sitting in the bathrooms for half an hour. You know, didn't do any of the work, didn't do my homework. The teacher tried to teach us, didn't learn a thing. Come up to exam time, I'm ready to fail this, right? Because I don't know anything.
You weren't listening, so like, see you
no
later.
idea. Don't have notes. Don't know anything. Haven't done it. I deserve to fail it, right? Because I've not done the work. I've messed up. But the teacher comes, and the day before the exam, she goes through the content of the course with me, and like explains it all to me. Even though she'd already done that in the class the whole term, I just hadn't been listening. But she makes that step in. Even though I disrespected that relationship, that she, was kind to me and took that time and helped me to not fail the exam.
Do you have a story, Glenn?
Yeah, I've always got a story. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, but when I was in school...
Fun facts with Glenn.
Just ask me how I am, I'll go for 20 minutes, bro.
You learned that last week, eh?
But when I was in school, I used to play chess. Now, I was really good at chess, but I hated playing chess because I thought it made me look like a nerd. I didn't want to look like a geek.
I wasn't laughing at you for playing chess just then.
Yeah. But the teacher who headed up the chess team, she wanted me to come to practice. She wanted me to be there in the tournaments, and I just didn't want to be there. And I remember she'd come out of her classroom, she'd see me walking past and she'd say, "Mr. Culling!" And then I would run as fast as I can. I'd just duck out of there. And yeah, I know she'd seen me a few times do that. So yeah, she knew.
Man. She just wanted to play chess, man. She knew you were good.
Don't you dare judge me. And so what happened was, one day I was in the shopping center and this teacher was there, Mrs. Mills. And she sees me there and like, okay, well, I don't know where to run in the mall. I'm not used to this. So she says, "Mr. Culling!" I'm like, oh. She's like, "Can I buy you lunch?" And so she buys me lunch and we talk about life, not chess. And she was just really kind to me. And like I really didn't deserve for her to be that kind to me. So yeah, that would be my story.
But why are we talking about this? Like, why are we bringing up Mark, Cleopatra, you and your teacher as well? Like, why are we talking about a broken relationship kind of being brought back together, even though you guys were in the wrong? Why are we doing this? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, we're putting it back on Jesus,
right?
And how Jesus has fixed a major relationship issue between people and God. And so let's go to Colossians 1, verse 21 to 23. So it says this. Now, I want you to look for the ingredients here of a relationship getting fixed. So it says, once you were alienated. Alienated means the relationship is broken. Okay, you were alienated from God. The relationship with God was broken. And we're enemies with God in your minds because of your evil behavior. But now he has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight. So what's been done to fix that relationship? The death of Jesus. Jesus, think of Cleopatra, the poison taster. So Jesus takes the poison. He's the poison taster who dies to restore the relationship. It's not his fault. It says he's without blemish and free from accusation. Verse 23, if you continue in your faith, established and firm, and do not move from the hope held out in the gospel. This is the gospel that you heard and that has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven, and of which I, Paul, have become a servant. All right, so there you have the trust ingredient, which we started from the beginning. Remember, we talked about trust and what happens when trust is not there in a relationship. Well, faith is trust. Okay? So thinking of this example of Jesus, faith, death. Now, like, you can see, like, in the case of Mark Antony and Cleopatra, Jesus is the poison taster.
Yeah, Jesus was the one who died instead of Mark.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think of that?
Well, not good. Like, do you not feel bad? Like, Jesus shouldn't have died. And like, this is stuff we've been thinking over the past few weeks of building a kind of spectrum and an understanding of who Christ is with all these characteristics. Like, Christ was sinless, and Christ was fully God, fully man, and did not deserve to die. And it almost seems the same as the food taster in the story, but like don't you feel wrong? Like Jesus wasn't guilty. How do you feel?
Yeah, and I think that, like, that's exactly it, that's
Yeah.
God's love for us, is that we didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Jesus didn't deserve dying. The poison taster didn't deserve to die to save us or to save Mark Antony, but that's God's love for us. Yeah, that goes beyond what we deserve. Yeah, it's not about what we earn or what we deserved or what was like kind of right for us to get, but yeah, that God did that for us and that Jesus was willing to do that for us.
Yeah. And it even said in the passage, like at the start, like we were alienated. We had that broken relationship with God. And why? Because we were the evildoers. And that's a cause of sin. Us turning our backs on God, doing wrong against God. God has a way for us to live. It is His will. He's created us and He's created us to live an awesome life. But when we don't live that way, we're like spitting in God's face and we are sinning. That's where the term sin comes from, when we don't do what God wants us to do. And that breaks our relationship. Yet Christ came in, Christ died, and then what? What was Christ died, but how does our relationship get reconciled from that?
Well, let's just expand that just a little bit, because, especially in the document that everyone's got, we've gone through Isaiah 53.
Yeah.
We speak about Jesus taking that poison. Jesus has taken 2 poisons, but unlike the poison taster, Jesus knows what the poisons are before He tastes them. And the one is punishment and the other one is shame. So we think of sin, we think of, oh, we've sinned. Like, what does that mean? And why does it result in this punishment? Because that's what Jesus' death is. It's a punishment, really.
It is.
But it's a punishment that was for us. A punishment for what?
You want to take this or me?
Yeah, I'll go.
What is the consequence, I guess, that we're dealing with?
So the punishment that Jesus is taking is death. That because of our sin, because of our breaking of that relationship with God, that the consequence of that is death, because God is life. And life comes from God, and life can only be with God. So to separate ourselves from God, to alienate ourselves, all we have left is death. But Jesus came and he died and He took that punishment, so that we don't have to have that death, have that separation from God, have that lack of life from not being with God, who is life.
Yeah. What's the second poison?
The second poison is shame. So we think of shame. What do we mean by shame, especially in the context of what Jesus did when He died for us?
Well, yeah. Looking at the Isaiah passage, and we need to understand that this passage was written generations before Christ, right? Like, this was not Christ's time, yet it was really quite close and accurate to what, it was to the story of Christ and His death. But in this Isaiah passage, it talks about Christ when He was killed. And might I say, even death on a cross was shameful enough, but it continues to say that Christ was killed and buried with murderers, robbers, evil doers.
Because the cross was reserved for the worst of the worst.
The worst.
Of criminals.
Yeah.
It was like, things that you go yuck at.
And here we have Christ going to that cross for us. We understand. Christ going to that cross for us, being buried, being seen as a robber, as a murderer. And here we sit and we understand that that wasn't Christ, though. And that's where the shame comes, because Christ was a perfect, a holy man, sinless, lived life to the will of God, did everything to glorify God, and yet He was killed, He was murdered, He was treated as a robber and as an evildoer, the low of the low, like a scum of the earth. And that's shameful, man. Pure shame.
Yeah. So, like the most shameful thing of all, we cut our God off.
Yeah.
Who gives us life, who gives us everything we have, and we cut Him off. Like, how sick do we have to be to do that? And that's what Jesus is dying to fix. Now, thinking then to what we get instead. So, Jesus takes the punishment we deserve, he takes the shame that we deserve. What do we then get instead?
The magic word, right?
Atonement.
Atonement?
That relationship with God is fixed.
Yeah.
The trust is restored, and we can know God and live life with Him.
And on top of that, we get glory as well, right?
Yeah.
Like Christ is also glorified, but we are glorified because Christ has taken away that sin in our life and taken the punishment for us. Yeah. And therefore we are reconciled to God, and through that we gain glory through that.
Yeah. And it's just amazing for me how that's all done free of charge.
Yeah.
As in, I don't have anything to bring to the table to get that. That is just Jesus saying, I want to. I love. That's his character, and then he does that for us. Which then means we respond how?
I can say, I think the first response that we need to have is one of humility. For us to humble ourselves and firstly recognize that we've done wrong and that we need help, and that help to come from Christ. In the passage, it talks about sheep who are led astray, and we laugh at that because what else are sheep going to do without a shepherd? They're kind of like mindless little creatures, and so are we. Without a shepherd, without someone to help us, we are just going the wrong way, and we need to recognize and humble ourselves that we need Christ. And it's as simple as that. It's humility and recognizing, the power of Christ and what he's done for us. Chloe, what's your response?
I think it's relief.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you picture yourself as Mark Antony in that story, like, you could have drunk that poison and you didn't. And we deserved that punishment. We deserve that consequence, that separation from God. But Jesus takes it from us without us having to do anything. And that is relief, that we don't have to work hard and try to fix things and do it ourselves, because we can't. But
it's
Jesus
not like
does
we
it.
just drink the poison once as well. Hey, it's like we are sinful creatures. We sin all the time. That's poison after poison that we deserve, and Christ every single time.
Yeah, like we're cutting God off in every part of our lives every day. That's a poison we're drinking, but not dying, because Jesus is dying.
What's your response, Glenn?
I'm thinking, because of the restoration of that relationship in Jesus, I'm thinking about how we lean in on that relationship. And that's the trust factor, is to lean in on Jesus. And what that means is, if he tells me to do something, especially, I do it. And I trust him, and I trust that he's giving me that glory that he's promising here. I'm trusting that atonement's there, that in the end, I am glorified, I'm vindicated for trusting him in what he says, because that's who he is. He's got integrity. I can trust him. And so I lean in on that, and I do what he says. I don't listen to what popular opinion tells me and get swayed by that. I don't have to be anxious about what my gossipy friends around me say. I don't have to be anxious about any of that. I can lean in on my relationship with Jesus and say, like, I live for you and I stand strong.
That'd be my last one as well. As we live for Christ, why don't we reflect Christ? Christ has done this thing for us. He has been self-sacrificial and loved us to an extent that we didn't deserve. And like, how else can we live Christ and show Christ but by doing that?
Yeah.
So as we see our friends who are in need and who have done wrong to us, we can love them still. And as we see people who are in need, we put ourselves second and third and last, to the point that everyone else can be loved and feel loved the way that we've been loved and given love by Christ. We are to reflect Jesus.
And how countercultural is that? As in, like, to say, like, you've wronged me.
Yeah.
My first instinct as a selfish human being is cut you off.
Yeah. Who are you to do this to me?
And
selfish, right?
And God and his character reflecting through us, what we should be saying, we should be restoring and building. Very different to what the advice we get from our psychologists and whatnot.
But we're going to talk more about this. You will talk more about this with your leaders in small groups. And that's going to happen just in a moment. But first, I'm going to pray. And then after I pray, Chloe's going to have some announcements for us. So if you guys would, please pray with me now. Lord, we thank you so much for the truths of the Bible. And Lord, that we can trust in you. Father, as I pray this prayer, I ask that you humble us to recognize that we need help, that we are sinful creatures and that we have done wrong, and to be willing to have Christ do the work for us and to take the punishment, for us to not do anything but to just lean on God and lean on Christ as we trust in them. So Father, as I pray that prayer, I also thank you. I thank you that you sent Christ, and I thank you that we can now trust you, that you have relieved us of the pressure and the weight of, the consequence of death. For Lord, you are life, and you have given us life through Christ's death. And we thank you for that. And finally, Lord, we just ask you help us reflect Christ as much as we can in our lives. Lord, the love you have shown us, please help us show that to others. The way that you were self-sacrificial to us, may we do that to others. Lord, continue to shine Christ's light in us and through us. Why, Lord? For your glory. For you are good, you are gracious, and Lord, you sent Christ to die. And we pray these things in that very powerful name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Awesome. So I've got a few announcements for us. One is Block is on Sunday, meeting here at the church. Let your leaders know if you can make it. And then the youth service is following that, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yep.
And also, don't forget about the Instagram challenges. If you want to go back and do ones we've done in previous weeks, you can do that. Send them in. At the end of the term, we're going to be doing kind of like a Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah.
So send them in. Previous weeks, impersonation of Glenn.
That challenge you did, what was that?
The Rube Goldberg, the little
crazy one.
Situation machine-y thing. Scare your siblings or do a pet trick. Get onto it. Send those in. Should be awesome.
Keen to see what you guys send in to us. Also keen to see you guys here soon. So we're thinking of Fusion to be here next week, and Salt will be at home. But we do long and pray for God to take away the coronavirus from us, that we can meet together as a whole once again. But for now, that's it from us. Okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Catch you guys next time.
Catch you later.
See ya.